started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder. Couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder. I couldn't help but wonder.
Hello and welcome to City Girls Make Do. I'm your host Alex and I got feet.
I'm your host Stephanie and I'm a woman.
Oh, hi, and I'm special guest Heather. I'm Alex's mum, and I'm really excited to be joining the lovely ladies this evening, and I hope we're going to talk about some interesting stuff.
We will. Since this is going to be our last episode until the new year, we thought we'd have on a very treasured friend of the show and listener, mother of the show, my mother. So I guess usually when we have someone on, we talk about their experience with the show. So, how do you know Sex and the City?
Okay, well, I used to watch it when you were just a baby, dear. 20 years ago when it was on. I used to enjoy watching it. Always more or less identified a bit with Samantha, I'm sorry to say. A bit of a checkered past in my youth. But, and also, I share a birthday 1 day apart from Kim Cattrall. So I'm one day older exactly than Kim Cattrall. Mind you, she looks a lot better than I do for 62. But so what? Never mind. We've had some fun, so it's been good getting to 62. And I'm really looking forward. Used to enjoy Sex and the City. I see it in different eyes now, 20 years on. It's a bit of a different show. But, yeah, it's cool. I enjoy it.
Awesome. That's so good.
You have such a radio voice. I love it. You're really putting it on.
Now you know where you got it from, maybe.
Yeah, it's where I got my smooth dulcet tone. This will be the first time anyone is, I think, ever confused over who I am.
Why?
Because you can tell the difference between me and Steph quite easily, can't you?
Oh, okay. But we don't sound that similar, do we?
Everyone says we sound alike.
Okay, well.
I can tell you apart completely, but I'm also super used to hearing Alex's voice, so I guess that makes sense. So
am I, unfortunately.
Oh, well, hopefully at this point, we're like 23 or 24 episodes deep at this point, so I hope at this point everyone knows Alex's voice pretty well, so.
Good.
I would hope so. Speaking of episodes, I guess we should get into this week's La
Douleur Exquise.
Season 2, episode 12. And it's a fun one about fetishes. Fetishes.
Yeah, this was a really, all the plots had, some interesting stuff going on. So.
I think we could say interesting is the word. Should we jump in?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah, so we start with our traditional Carrie voiceover, and we see some lovely bread and some lovely fruit, but we're in an S&M themed restaurant.
I've certainly never seen this theme before at a restaurant.
I mean, I don't know, when I'm eating, I don't really want to see someone naked.
It's not good for the appetite, I guess, but...
You can go.
I was say we weren't sure about the topless hat check girl in the background. We thought that was a bit, bit strange to say the least, but...
Yeah.
She must be cold if she's by the door.
Yeah. I saw that, yeah.
Yeah. The server with his butt out don't seem very hygienic somehow, does it?
No, not really. Yeah, when you're serving food, I didn't even really think of that.
Yeah, well, never mind. But, it was certainly interesting. I don't think I'd become a patron. It's not really my cup of tea, really.
No.
Same, not really. It looks like something that would be maybe fun to try once, but I don't know if I'd be a regular exactly. So,
the shows, every time there is a Samantha opening a new restaurant or a bar or something, it seems like a fake theme that would last one night. It's a pop-up bar situation, but I guess they didn't really have pop-up bars in the 90s.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you were alive.
Not in a bar.
Yeah.
We certainly never had that in my pub in those days, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Samantha, or Carrie's voiceover does kind of tell us that it does kind of sound like a fad type thing, because it's like a trend. Like last year was Fusion Cajun, and then last month was Mussels from Brussels.
Well, Mussels from Brussels is a thing, at least.
Is it? Oh, I've never heard of that before.
They do mussels in Brussels.
Yeah, Brussels is Belgium, particularly, is really famous for mussels, and it's mussels and frites. So a big plate of mussels and a plate of chip. Well, what do you call them? Fries on the side. So
okay.
yes, very famous in Belgium. But yeah, so mussels from Brussels does kind of make sense, but. Again, it's not the sort of place you'd want to go to for a long time and regularly, really.
It is what they call Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's true.
I would go to a Jean-Claude Van Damme restaurant.
I'd try that, yeah. I loved this. Well, because so all the girls are here and Stanford is also there. And Stanford says, I know where I'm taking my mother for dinner next time she's in town.
Yeah, strangely apt
Yeah.
for our current situation.
Yeah.
Now, does he love his mother or not? I can't remember. Do you think his mother would appreciate being taken there?
I don't know. We did meet his grandmother,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know about his mother.
Yeah, we don't know anything about her.
Oh, well, okay. Because, I'd quite enjoy it if Alex took me somewhere like that. But, I don't know. Don't know that everybody's mother would, really.
No, I have a special one.
Yeah,
You do, truly.
very special.
And yeah, the theme is kinky, or the dress, the dress code. The dress code is kinky, and Charlotte is wearing pink, but her hair is kinky.
Yeah, she kinked her hair. That's a good Charlotte loophole.
And Samantha is at the door, and she's wearing like a dominatrix.
Oh, I love the outfit.
She has like I guess a corset. She's got a choker with a big old love heart on it, a top hat, and then a cane to whip naughty waiters.
It's a whip, a rider's whip.
It's a crop.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure is. She does look really good, though. Like, she looks extremely good in this outfit.
She looked gorgeous, didn't she?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I loved it. Yeah, really loved it. I think I might have to borrow that one day.
This might be my outfit of the episode, I think. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. And then they're actually drinking. I guess they're planning on eating, but they're having Cosmos, and Stanford's having like a whiskey and soda or something. Or I'm guessing Stanford, it probably is Samantha. I don't feel like she's in a Cosmo mood. And then, everyone seems to be quite disturbed a little bit by the theme.
it's not really their scene, to be fair. But, like, it's also kind of curious that they all showed up when it's something that's not really their thing. But I guess, I don't know.
You gotta support your friends. That's it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, well, it's definitely not Charlotte's thing. She's just like, how can the waiters be dressed like that? Like,
Well, because Samantha is like literally, she is whipping one of the waiters, and he's wearing like a gimp outfit
yeah.
and like arseless chaps.
Yeah, she's slapping him on the ass with her little whip thing there, and but Samantha's like, don't be so judgmental. It's just a form of sexual expression. So
Yeah, she's very. I mean, Sam is being her sex positive self, and Carrie is being herself and making everything about her and Big.
of course she is, because she has to leave early because he's flying to Paris tomorrow.
She's got to go say goodbye. Oh, so sad.
It's so sad.
Yeah, I wish his plane crashed, but unfortunately it doesn't. As we'll find out later.
Unfortunately, it doesn't, and Samantha breaks off a part of her gorgeous outfit to give to Carrie, so Big can have a night to remember.
Yeah. I mean, all she really does is give her the, like, hat and the whip.
So, like, Carrie shows up with the whip in her mouth and the hat on her head where hats are.
That is where hats go. I love that she knocks on the door with the whip. She just like bangs on it.
It was good. And Big is wearing some horrible shirt from the fucking Sopranos.
Oh my god, I wrote that down too. I wrote down that his shirt is like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. Like this man cannot dress. He cannot. Like if he's not wearing a suit, he just looks like absolute ass. I can't believe it. What is with rich people and not being able to dress themselves? Like you have so much money and you can't put on a nice shirt.
What do you maybe that part of their brain isn't stimulated. If like
maybe just doesn't care, because he's tall and handsome in inverted commas, and he just doesn't really care, But maybe he thinks he looks good in it. But yeah, he does look a bit of a dick.
Oh, I think you touched on something there.
What's that?
Maybe he's so much of a narcissist, he just thinks he looks good in everything.
Oh, we know someone like that.
Yeah, but he's amused, I suppose. He doesn't ever really show emotion. And what does he... Do they even really say anything much to each other? Like, all I remember is him taking the necklace off of her for some reason.
Yeah, and then they just start to make out. And that's like the whole scene.
And the next morning, why is she standing on the bed? I thought that was really weird. Standing on the bed frame, hanging around his neck. I thought that was very strange.
Did you do that?
Yeah, she did. She stood on the top of the bed frame and sort of hung around his neck. And it was just, when he told her that he was possibly going to work in Paris.
There.
Oh, sorry, am I going ahead too fast?
Oh,
I'm sorry. You have to teach me the etiquette.
Okay, we'll get there and then you can...
Okay.
Right,
I'll shut up for a minute.
Because we have to talk about Stanford and his underwear fetish.
Oh, God, yeah, that bit was good.
Well, so I don't know what an underwear fetish is. Does everyone not... I mean, isn't everyone attractive in underwear? Like...
That's a good point. Yeah, I was kind of wondering about this. Is it just like... I mean, I don't know. Some people have, I guess... I don't know. I'm trying to think of, like, something that it's comparable to. Like...
It's like being attracted to people wearing, like, swimsuits.
Yeah.
You should be attracted to people who aren't wearing a lot of clothes. That's kind of human nature.
Have you seen that one thing that's like what Mormons would do, where they've got like the bubble sheets and they put them on top of like pictures of girls in bikinis? Have you seen that?
No, that sounds amazing.
What's a bubble sheet?
Okay, so what it is there'll be pictures of like girls in bikinis, and then they'll take these sheets with like little holes like cut out of it that cover up the parts where like the bathing suit is, so it looks like they're naked kind of. It's just that you can't see like the parts or anything, but it's covered up so it looks like they're not wearing a bathing suit. It's I don't know.
Oh, we're gonna have to Google this. This is gonna have to be Googled later.
Yeah. It's very funny.
Oh, okay. I mean, we've talked about our confusion with Mormons before. I'm even more confused now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he likes to... Stanford, bless him, he likes to cybersex.
Yeah, he goes on some chat website, and the website at the top just says sex breasts in big letters.
And his screen name is it Ricky 9+?
Yes.
That's it. And he's been chatting to a man called Big Tool for You. And this episode already has a big tool.
It does.
Called Big.
Most of them do. Yeah, most of the episodes have Big Tool for You. Big Tool for Carrie. But he gets like apparently like 2,000 hits a day on this site. So good for him, He's like a successful internet
Pervert.
An underwear pervert.
He's a little pervert, but we're proud of him.
We're proud of him and we support him. And yeah, that's pretty much the whole scene. Like, we just see that he's chatting with people online and this one guy's really into him, I guess. So
yeah. We'll see more from Stanford. I'm glad Stanford got his own little storyline this episode.
Yeah, he got more of a storyline than Samantha did, because Samantha doesn't really have a plot this episode.
No, we hardly saw her, did we?
No, and it's about fetishes.
Well, I'm happy they left her out on this one and focused on the other girls kind of then, because we already, we know, we get it,
That's true. We know all Earth kinky things, don't we, really? We've seen it, quite a lot of them already, haven't we? So, and there's still more to come, so...
Oh, yeah.
Oi, oi.
Oh, boy, yeah.
So, yeah, moving on to Charlotte, and, okay, her fetish.
I loved this voiceover because Carrie's voiceover is just like, well, some fetishes are hidden behind closed doors, but some are right out in the open. And as soon as we saw that she was going into a shoe store, I was like, oh no, this is not the episode for me.
No. I mean, I've had my dealings with foot fetishists, so I can I can deal with it. But I thought it was kind of weird that she seemed to be hypnotized by shoes this entire episode.
Yeah, she never really seems to be the one who loves shoes. Like, that's Carrie's thing, kind of more, but...
Yeah, it was a bit cartoon. She was just walking down the street, clearly going somewhere, and then she sees shoes, and she, like in a cartoon where they smell a pie, and they kind of float towards it. She did that, but for shoes.
Yeah, no, for sure. And then we get to meet Buster.
Yeah, the Ballad of Buster. He's a creep.
Ooh, you can just tell by looking at him. Like, he just looks like this mousy little... I don't know. You can just tell that this guy's a foot fetishist.
Yeah, he's really creepy, wasn't he?
Didn't like this. Like, I don't want to be like someone who kink shames people, but if you're into feet, I'm gonna kink shame you, and you deserve it. So...
I don't think there's anything wrong with kink shaming.
I think it depends on what the kink is, but... Yeah, when it's feet, you do deserve to be shamed. Sorry, but...
Do you have a thing about feet, Steph? Do you have like a really weird, not like feet or something?
Yeah, I have like an anti-foot fetish where, like, I just don't want to see feet in any context. I don't know. I think they're gross, even if they're like clean and stuff. They're weird to see, and they smell, and I don't like them. I don't know.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that really, really don't like feet. They're almost sort of scared of them, but they don't really bother me one way or the other. But I did say to Alex, it's the perfect job for a foot fetishist to be in a shoe shop, really, isn't it? I guess, but slightly worrying though.
You'd think that this guy's boss would probably just be like, okay, buddy, like maybe chill out a little bit. Like,
I feel like a foot fetish it's pretty harmless. Like, you're not going to be hurting anyone like physically as if you were into like bondage or something. But the issue is that like people with a foot fetish need everyone to know they have a foot fetish.
True. And also just, it's not hurting anyone physically, but like the psychological toll it takes on a person to think about. I don't know. I think it hurts me.
I understand. I know this is a difficult subject for you, and we will broach it as carefully as possible.
Yeah.
It gets worse, so maybe we could move on. Oh, wait, no, because we have to talk about this. There's still more in the scene.
We have to talk about this part, yeah. This part isn't too bad. It doesn't get really bad until the end.
No, but, like, she sees these... All these shoes are ugly, but she sees these, like, white mule heels, and they're, like, satin. They're fucking stupid. And she's like, oh, I can't afford them. I'm saving for a place to share in the Hamptons. And he's like, oh, just try them on.
I didn't even fit.
No.
And they weren't nice shoes.
No, they were ugly, and they're $400. Who spends $400 on ugly shoes?
That's what we said.
I can't remember. Does he give her a discount?
200. He said for you 200. Ugh. That's when you know there's something wrong.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, because when she gets them on, she's like, he tells her how expensive they are, and she says, please take them off before I start to cry. And I'm like, they're not even nice, but okay. But yeah, so she buys them because he drops them down to 200. So, which is still too much.
It's still too much for shoes. $100 a shoe, and they're ugly. We'll move on to another surprise guest.
Oh, this was good. Will Arnett.
Job.
Oh, what a guest star. I feel like I just can't take him seriously from like the second he shows up and starts talking to her. I just was just laughing at him existing there before I even know how weird it was gonna get.
Yeah, and because when I see him, I mean, obviously I've watched a lot of BoJack, but when I see him, I do just think of Joe Bluth.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because I obviously know he's BoJack, and he's like when I watch BoJack, like it's obviously his voice, but I don't really make that connection. I just think of him. I think of him either as Joe Bluth, or I think of him in Hot Rod, just yelling, "No, babe, wait, no, babe," or I think of him in Parks and Recreation when he's like a gynecologist.
So we meet him when Miranda is looking at books. Apparently she's really into historical biographies.
Aren't we all?
It does seem like something Miranda would be really into. Like, she does seem like someone who'd be super into nonfiction stuff, so. And, you know, Will Arnett's here. His name is Jack.
Jack.
Yeah, Jack. Oh, that reminds me of the other role I think about whenever I think of Will Arnett is when he was in 30 Rock, which... Yeah. But yeah, he seems pretty normal at first. Like, he comes over, starts talking to her, and they start talking about the book he's holding, because Miranda's like, oh, that one's really good. And they seem to have very similar book interests and stuff, and decide they're gonna go out. So far, so good.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Like, they just flirt a bit. He seems normal. We find out he's not, but that's every episode.
There's something weird about everybody.
We're all weirdos.
Some people just are a little bit weirder than others. So
that's true.
Oh, now we get into carrying big and the neck hanging.
Okay.
Not the good kind of neck hanging that we wish was happening, though. So
no.
Carrie is at Biggs and he's packing for his flight to France. This is the morning and he's packing in the morning?
Man.
Why would... And he's... this is an important business trip and you're packing the morning of your flight. And this is me being extremely picky and a thespian. So she's drinking like coffee on the bed and then she puts it down and then she stands up on the bed. And I doubt this is memory foam, so presumably there's coffee all over his lovely white sheets.
Oh my god, I did not see that happen. I totally missed that.
But as you were saying, is this where she hangs?
Yeah, because then he tells her that he may be going to work, and she said, oh, why are you only telling me now, oh, woe is me. And, then she's sort of hanging off him, sort of saying, oh, why didn't you tell me? So sad. A bit needy, isn't it, really?
She's a tad needy, I would say. Just a little bit.
Well, he wasn't going to tell her till he knew if it was definitely happening. It's not like they're in a full-on relationship.
It's not like they've
living together, or...
It's not like they've been dating for a year.
She does get pretty upset about it. Because he basically is like, yeah, I might be moving there for like 7 months.
7 months is quite a while. But... Okay, we'll be fair to him for now. Don't want to, though. But we were talking about it, like, after we watched the episode. And we were saying that he's never really given her any hints that he wants the same relationship that she wants.
Yeah, not really. He kind of just goes with the flow on everything. And it's very clear that they both want different things. Like, he knows she wants different things than him. But he kind of just avoids the whole subject. I don't know. Maybe he just hopes that eventually it'll be what he wants. I don't know.
It's a bit like a normal relationship somehow, isn't it, really? Often, the guy just thinks, oh, okay, she's cool, we'll carry on as we are. And she thinks, oh, no, I want to marry him and have his babies.
And the other thing is, she really doesn't seem like the type to want to get married and have babies.
No, but I think she needs someone.
I think she needs a partner is the thing. Like, she can't be alone, but she really doesn't seem like the kind of person who wants to have kids. Maybe get married, but like kids don't really seem like the kind of thing that she's into.
She shouldn't have kids.
She really shouldn't. She has the worst habits. She would raise the most horrifying children.
Oh, he's a dick though, because he says to her, don't get carried away.
Yeah, I did catch that, and I was like, I mean, they're both the same person in every single episode. Like, every fight they have like this is identical, so...
Yeah, they have the same fight, and we smash cut over to their... We have our episode brunch. Carrie is just losing it.
She's riled. She's rattled, like, way more than she normally is. Because normally at brunch, when she complains, she's upset, she's annoyed. But now she's, like, losing it. Like, she's about to snap.
Maybe she snapped.
Yeah, she pretty much has.
Well, because she, like, slams her hand down on the table and Miranda says we're not going to break anything. Which makes me think she's done this before and broken something.
Probably. That does seem like something Carrie to do, but Carrie doesn't seem strong enough to break anything, so I don't know.
She's too weak. All she has, her diet consists of cosmopolitans and cigarettes.
Yeah, basically. And, like, she does make pretty good arguments, because, okay, so Charlotte's thing is she's like, well, like, it's only 7 months, you can visit him in Paris, that's kind of romantic, like, you can make it work, and, Carrie says it's really not about that. It's kind of just the fact that she wasn't even a factor in his decision making. Like, he's making these huge decisions about his life. He wants to go to work in a different continent for like over half a year, and he didn't really even seem to consider how that would affect his relationship, I guess.
I mean, that's the problem, is this wasn't a conversation, or even... He didn't seem to consider her at all.
Yeah.
As a factor, which is obviously not nice.
Oh, Samantha has a good line, because she says, men do this all the time, because women think we, and men think we means me and my dick.
It does.
It's a good point. Yeah.
The thing about Samantha is, she's not wrong.
No, she's very right. She just delivers it in such a Samantha way.
Yeah, and then we, from breakdown to another breakdown.
Well, okay, wait. So before she starts, before that, Carrie's voiceover has this revelation that made me scream. Like, I typed it all in caps in my notes because I was pulling my hair out when she said this. She basically said, like, to be in this relationship, she has to be a masochist or something. So she realized she was in her own S&M relationship with Mr. Big. That's not what it means, Carrie.
This is just 50 Shades of Grey.
It's 50 Shades of Emotional Grey, like 50 Shades of Emotional S&M.
Which is probably the worst type of S&M, because you're not even getting off at the end.
True. Well, Mr. Big is, it sounds like, but
yeah, then we get our question.
Yeah. Okay, and she also prefaces her question by being like, oh, it's a common belief that relationship without pain is not one worth having. I was like, literally, who says that?
From who? From what? Confucius said that famously.
Yeah, famously. Confucius was into S&M, so we all know this.
Yeah. Yeah, so have you got a question for us?
I do. It's, how do you know when enough is enough?
Which is very vague.
Yeah. I mean, it's, like, specific to relationships, but I don't even really feel like she answered the question by the end of the episode.
No, but she'll just keep going back for more anyway, won't she? She just keeps going back again and again, really.
It seems to be the pattern with Carrie.
I mean, you watch the... we'll get there. I'm just stressed. I'm already stressed about it. I'm stressed about it. We're 20 minutes in. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, Miranda's on a wonderful day.
Yeah. Like one of the best first dates she's ever had with Jack.
And they're walking down the street and he says, oh, this is where Mark Twain lived when he wrote Huckleberry Finn.
That's kind of cool when, you're both into history stuff and, like, reading.
I instantly thought this was bullshit.
You thought it was just like he made this up just to sound cool?
I wouldn't have imagined he wrote it in New York. I might be wrong, but it doesn't seem like the right sort of place to sit and write a book about the Deep South in the middle of New York. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he did.
That's true. I mean, what do we know about America? So,
well, this is it. Yeah.
This is no Americans, no Yanks.
I think I did do Huckleberry Finn at school, which is probably be about 50 years ago. So, I should remember really, shouldn't I?
I've never even read it. So.
Oh, no. Well, there you go.
Me neither.
You don't know what you've missed, you girls. This literary masterpiece.
She's like, oh, that's cool. And
he takes her up the alley.
He takes her up the alley in both manners of the sense. Because, yeah, they go down the little alleyway and they start making out, and then he starts getting a bit friskier. And Miranda's trying to stop of like, oh, someone might see us. And then she seems to catch the drift that that's the whole point.
Yeah, he's basically just like, I know. So that's his thing. That's his fetish, yeah.
That's his thing, and Miranda's into it for the meanwhile.
Yeah, she seemed to quite enjoy it for a while, didn't she?
Yep, for now it's okay. We'll see where it goes.
It goes places.
Then we go back to Carrie and Stanford hanging out, and I did love that Stanford was just like, please don't judge me. Because he tells her about the cyber sex he has and how he's Rick 9+.
Rick 9+. Rick and Morty 9+.
No, I'm Pickle Rick 9+, Carrie.
Yeah, they're talking, and there's both smoking inside. There's so much smoking this episode.
Yeah, it really is, yeah.
I thought she was smoking a joint at one point, and then I realized it was a cigarette.
She needs to smoke a joint. She needs to chill out a little bit, but...
She just needs to take a chill pill.
Yeah, she does.
This whole episode, she's at, like, number 11 on the anxiety scale.
Yeah, which, like, it makes sense why she'd be smoking so much then, but still.
So, yeah, Stanford tells Carrie that he's gonna meet up with Big Tool for you.
Yeah, and I love this because he explains that, like, they want to meet at an after-hours gay club, and what is it, in the meatpacking district or something? Which...
And what do they mean after hours? Like,
I don't know.
Are gay clubs open at 9 to 5?
I'm not sure. And is there even a meatpacking district? Is that a thing?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yeah, I have. See, yeah, we've heard of it. Yeah, no, there is. And I think it is very much like the gay sort of quarter of New York. But I've definitely heard of it. So I think it was originally like all the warehouses by the docks, but they've turned it into like clubs and bars and stuff. So yeah, I have heard of it.
I think like now it's like a bit more, gentrified, and everything costs probably $15 for a drink.
Yeah. It sounds worse than it does, doesn't it? Meat packers, it sounds very...
I was surprised they didn't make a meatpacking joke.
I know. Yeah, he says he wants to meet Big Tool for you, and basically he like explains about the club, and he says he's nervous because like the other guy says he's really ripped and good looking, and Carrie's like, okay, well, are you really Rick 9+? Like, which, good point. Carrie
says that he showed restraint because he could have been Rick 11 inches.
Yeah, true. He could have been Rick 11.
I don't like that. That's impractical.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't like that at all. I feel like 9+ is already pushing it. Like, chill.
He's Pete Davidson.
Bad. Don't like it.
Thank you, next.
Thank you. Love it. Yeah, that's like pretty much it. Oh, but then Stanford goes... Okay, this was my favorite part of the episode, after Stanford goes home.
Oh, yes. We get a lovely rant. Drunken rant. So Carrie...
Oh, gosh, yeah, when she phones him.
Yeah, so...
Didn't it look weird seeing phones with cords and everything? It looked so old-fashioned, didn't it? The phones, you think, oh, wow, that looked really weird. And I remember them so well, but... It did look really strange.
It is true.
Poor Big getting woken up at 5:30 in the morning when he had a big presentation. And she's so mean. She's so mean to him.
So, yeah, she's horrible. Okay, so Stanford leaves. Carrie's a little bit drunk.
A little bit drunk.
A little bit drunk. She decides to phone Big. I guess like 11 o'clock her time, 5:30 his. And she's just going on a run.
She like yells at him, and he just basically, she woke him up because it's so early in the morning. I love that she asks him what he's doing, and when he's like, I'm in bed, it's called sleeping, and Carrie's like, oh, so you're funny in France.
Yeah, I like that. That was good, yeah.
She has another good line where she says, you're an old man.
Yeah, I love that too. That sounds like something I would say. It's like when I'm driving back home and I'm like, go! I don't know. The median age where I'm from is like quite a bit older than normal because my hometown is called like the city for the newlywed and the newlywed and the nearly dead. So, but yeah, so I guess the whole thing she goes off about is just like, how did you even consider doing this without thinking about me? Like, I'm always thinking about you. I'm always thinking about what you're doing and thinking about us. But like, clearly that's not a thing you do. And Big doesn't even have anything to say. He's just like, can we talk about this another time? Because I'm sleeping.
Yeah, that's the whole, she's got like a whole monologue, and his response to everything is like some variation of, I'm tired, it's 5:30, I want to go to sleep.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, and then out of nowhere, Carrie's kind of just like, so, like, we're real even though you don't think it is, and I'm a woman. I'm a woman. And then he says, have another cocktail, woman.
It's such a good argument.
It's so funny to watch, but...
And she's like, well, did you think about it? Because this is what life is going to be like when you're in France.
Yeah, true.
It's so good.
And then after he kind of hangs up on her because he's like, I've got a meeting in the morning, I'm going to hang up, she says, like, she knew she'd gone too far already. She might have gone a little bit too far. I get it. I get why she's upset. I get it. But maybe this was a little unwarranted.
Maybe international phone calls are not best course of action.
Certainly not when you're drunk.
When you're drunk and it's 5:30 in the morning in Paris.
Yeah, if you've ever had a call that sort of time of the morning from somebody drunk and you're sober, there's nothing worse, really. You know, you haven't got a lot of patience with somebody like when they're like that, have you, really?
No, there's nothing worse than talking to someone when they're drunk and you're sober.
No.
Because you just want to hit them in the face.
Yeah,
but when
especially if they've woken you up.
Yeah. But if you're drunk and they're drunk, then everything's
that's
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can have a normal conversation then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Normal to...
Drunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what we can say is they're both incredibly insufferable. Like, both of them are just... I hate both of them so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll agree with that.
They're perfect for each other, but that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
So, then we get the whiplash of this season.
Didn't like this.
I didn't like this either. So,
yeah.
Like, it really, before we even have room to breathe after taking in the whole scene, just go straight to Miranda and Jack in the back of a car, and he says, oh, why don't you take your panties off?
Yep. And like it's not even like they're in a limo where there's like a divider. They're in a cab. Like the driver can hear everything they're saying.
Yeah, he can see. He can just turn around. He can see them.
Oh, that's so nasty.
He can look in the mirror and see them. Like he doesn't even have to turn around.
I'm like, I mean, I hate being in public transport when I'm wearing a skirt, let alone if I didn't have any knickers on.
Yeah, same. I'm not a big fan of that. But she does do it, and I guess she's kind of into it. But she could be more subtle about this for sure. Because so Jack decides to go to town on her. It's time to mow some hay. Mowing hay in the back of the cab. Yeah, he's doing that, and then Miranda starts like moaning and stuff. Like she's making noises. Like you don't need to make noises during this.
No, I was going to say, he must have been good because it was really quick, wasn't it? Bloody hell.
Yeah, true.
And the angle, gosh, he must have a very bendy neck or something.
He must. Yeah, because, like, how even okay, the back of a car, even if there's not someone else there who can see you, that would be awkward anyway. But, like, there's a driver there, and, like, there's no, like, it doesn't even, like, her legs just look like they're just straight ahead. I'm so confused about the logistics of this hay.
We thought the same.
And it's not like they're in a black cab where there's a lot of room in the back either.
Yeah.
See, if they're in London, you can go down on someone in a cab in London.
How do you know?
Please, you think I have money for cabs?
If you let them go down on you, you might.
But she's like making so much noise that the driver looks back at them, and she kind of just tries to pass it off. Like she's saying, like, yes, take 9th Avenue, but like, oh my god, it's not very believable.
Do you know what? I want to take a moment for all the cab drivers because the shit people pull.
Yeah, true. You could never do this in an Uber because she'd get a garbage rating. Her driver would be like 0 stars.
I have a decent Uber rating, so I don't want to sully that.
I don't know what mine is, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's like it for them. And then unfortunately, we have to go back to Charlotte.
Oof. Yeah. She got another pair on, and he asks if she's a dancer because of her nice arched feet.
Which dancers have disgusting feet.
Yeah, you would think they would have disgusting feet because, like, they're constantly wrecking them from, all the dancing. But
yeah. Yeah, I have to be barefoot a lot for my class, and every time we do something physical, like, my feet are just destroyed. They're all calloused and...
Yeah, true.
You have bruises up the front, don't you?
Yeah, I have bruises and cuts and calluses. It's not nice.
Well, maybe this guy likes that.
Ooh.
Maybe her feet are disgusting. Well, no, we see her feet, and they're like... For feet, they look pretty nice, I guess, but...
They're acceptable feet.
They're basically the best feet could be for what they are.
I think they used a foot model, because I can't imagine she had, like, naturally gorgeous feet.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, she's trying on another pair of shoes, and they're also ugly. And the guy's basically just like, you know, for anyone else, these would be $500, but for you, they're free.
Yeah. You let me give your feet a bit of a rub.
Yeah. I just smashed my keyboard for like a minute straight in my notes.
This is a good time for me to talk about my interactions.
I would love to hear about this.
So, this includes you, Mother.
Thank you.
This story. Okay, so, like, I've mentioned it before, but I have a Depop store where I sell, like, some old clothes and shoes which I haven't really worn. And then I put up some plain black, like, Vans trainers. And I got a message. I've been having, like, messages from lots of people because they were quite popular. They're quite a popular item. And I got one day, and this guy was like, I'll send you £80 for the shoes and a pair of socks.
That's a lot of money. Jeez.
That's a lot of fucking money.
Yeah.
And so obviously I was like interested, but I knew why he wanted those socks. He didn't want a pair of clean socks. So I thought I'd play along. And also I told my mum and she helped me.
I was going to wear them for her because she didn't like the idea of wearing them and sending them. I said, well, I'll just wear them for a couple of days and he can smell my stinky feet instead of yours. He won't know they're my feet, not yours, will he? You know, so old lady feet, you know.
Unfortunately, it didn't go through because he was clearly trying to ask for my number, which I wasn't cool with.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but I mean, otherwise, that was a lot of money.
Yeah.
I would have sold my socks. I don't care.
I'd wear her socks for her for days until they got really nasty and then send them.
This is parenting, everybody.
Apparently it's best.
That's how you do it.
That's it, yeah, you know. Saved my daughter the embarrassment of selling her second-hand socks. She can sell mine.
But no, because like I remember we spoke about this. Oh yeah, I don't know if you know, Mum, but it is a thing of like girls selling pictures of their feet online.
Okay, I didn't know this.
Yeah, so I see people now, and I've done this in the past, where you post like a picture and like you're barefoot in it, either you're on the beach or whatever. And I think for anyone listening, don't do that. Never post free pics of your feet, because I've had people follow me on Instagram and only like my feet pic. I know.
You haven't even got that nice of feet.
I don't.
She's broken her big toes and, oh, God, she's got manky feet. You know, I mean, if she had beautiful feet, I'd be proud of her.
Oh, my God.
As it is, I make her wear trainers whenever she goes out in case anybody sees them.
Oh, my God.
I'm only joking, people.
Yeah, because I'm always barefoot otherwise, walking down the street in the middle of December in London.
Yeah, that's the one reason I wouldn't want to be a hobbit. Because, like, I love everything else about them, but I wouldn't want to have my feet out all the time, especially because their feet are so hairy.
Oh, their feet aren't nice. Oh, no, I don't like hairy feet. Oh, there's nothing worse than hairy toes.
Yeah. So Charlotte gets a foot rub. She gets like that big old foot rub, and she kind of has this look on her face, kind of like she's not sure if this is good or not.
But I mean, free shoes.
I mean, I would do this for free shoes if they were, you know, nice shoes, but
these aren't. They're not. It depends on the shoe.
Yeah.
Then we see the girls walking. Miranda. Yeah, it's Miranda, Samantha, and Charlotte. So no Sam.
Oh yeah, Miranda, Carrie, and Charlotte. Yeah.
Miranda, Carrie, and Charlotte. There we go. I'm just thinking about Samantha because I wish she was here.
I know. I wish she was here too.
Carrie's saying that it might work with Big.
Yeah, she thinks that it's so close to blowing up that she needs to try to make it work, so...
Mm-hmm. Miranda's talking about Jack, and apparently they haven't even had sex inside or lying down.
I feel like public restrooms count as inside, but they're still gross.
I there's a roof that is inside.
I was really grossed out by some of the things she said, because she says they've hooked up in the back of a cab, at the bathroom at Bond Street, at the elevator at the Marriott, and at the public restroom in Central Park, which that last one sounds disgusting to me. Like, Central Park bathrooms probably have, like, piss on the walls. Like,
Oh, God, yeah, how gross.
it's not even like an indoor bath. Like, I mean, it's probably indoors, but it's like, bathrooms in parks are always gross.
Just, yeah, public toilets are, ugh, definitely not. No. Horrible.
And then Charlotte has to fix her shoe for a second, and then the girls notice that she has those new shoes, and Carrie, like, already knows that they're $500 shoes, because she's Carrie.
She's Carrie. This is her expertise, shoes.
Because she's like, oh my god, you spent $500 on shoes? So Charlotte's got to fess up about this.
And as soon as she sort of said, oh no, we worked out an exchange, she kind of realizes that what actually happened. Like, I get the feeling Charlotte was really convincing herself that it was not a sex thing.
Yeah, Charlotte's like gaslighting herself about about the foot fetishists, so...
Yeah, it's awkward, but yeah, she goes straight back with the box and tries to return them, and Buster is like, oh, you've worn them, so I can't take them back. I'll just have to throw them away.
You'd think he would love this. You'd think he'd be like, oh, I'll take them back, and then just not sell them and just take them home with him. Like,
he's gonna sniff them and jerk off.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think this is his ideal situation, as they return the shoes worn, but...
And then, so he's being extremely weird, and he says, oh, well, I tell you what, you wear these, we got some brand new shoes in stock. I've never seen them on a foot.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like his deal so she can take them without paying for them, because she's like, I would just pay for them, but I can't afford $500 shoes. Which, okay, so I don't get it, because the reason she doesn't want to take them is because she feels like she got them for like a weird sex reason, but then it's like, oh, it's gonna be okay, I'll just do more weird foot sex things to get the shoes back again. Like, I don't understand what Charlotte's logic in this. Like,
she doesn't have any.
Yeah.
But she's like, okay, all I have to do is wear them, and he says yes.
I mean, she does just wear them, but it's the kind of shoe store where she doesn't even, like, normally when you go to a shoe store, they'll bring you the shoes and then you try them on yourself, and then they come back and they're like, what do you think? But this shoe store, she sits down and, like, reclines, and he slides the shoe onto her feet.
It's like when you're a kid and then they need to, like, put them on for you, and you're just kicking your feet the whole time because you're a little shit.
Yeah, pretty much. But this is the scene that destroyed me this episode, and I'm gonna have nightmares tonight, because, like, we get to see him putting all the shoes on her feet, and, like, he gets increasingly riled about it. Like, he's making faces.
He's making...
It was pretty gross, wasn't it?
Like, he's biting his lip. He's, like, he licks his finger at one point. At one point, he sniffs one of the shoes. He, and then at the end of it, he makes this full-on orgasm face. He just, like...
Yeah. I mean, I when we were talking about this episode, Steph, I said, like, imagine you're an actor and you get a script through from your agent, and then, like, you get to play a dude who has an orgasm in his pants when he sees a woman wearing shoes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it was this easy, I think everyone would be a foot fetishist. There's, like, not even any contact here.
Yeah, I suppose if that does it for you, then, you know, that would be good, wouldn't it, really? But, gosh.
At what cost?
Not exactly. No. It wasn't very nice, was it?
Yeah, the faces he made are gonna haunt me forever, and you could tell Charlotte was not into this. She's very grossed out by this, but she's kind of just, like, doing what she has to do.
Yeah, well, she's very ladylike, isn't she, really, Charlotte? You know, she's not really into that sort of thing.
No.
Samantha would love it.
Samantha would be like, free shoes, and all I have to do is you touch my feet? And I mean, I would probably do this. I'd probably say the same thing as Samantha, and I'm, like, grossed out by it, but I'm like, if you're gonna give me free stuff, I have no qualms over this. You're the one who's spending, like, $500 out of pocket to give me shoes.
$700 she got out of this.
Wow. There you go, you see.
There you go. Ooh, but that's, thank God that's the last we see of this storyline.
Yeah, that's the end, that was the entire plot. And I'm thankful for them that they had restraint, just like Stanford with his, Ricky 9+. He could have gone for 11, but he didn't, and I respect that.
So then we have Carrie knocks at Big's door, and she's wearing a beret and pretending to be French.
She looks very cute, but she does try to be very French. She brought McDonald's. I didn't like this because she said she brought Le Big Mac, and I was like, okay, Carrie, we all know it's a Royale with cheese, but...
And, yeah, le French fries, le fish fillet, which is gross.
Carrie just sounds like a 15-year-old on 4chan in 2005. But...
I guess Big is back from France now?
Yeah, it was a pretty quick trip, I guess, so...
Pretty quick trip.
Yeah. And she says the McDonald's is an apology for being le bitch.
She was being a bit of a bitch.
We are all le bitch, though, so I need to get a Richard Dawkins shirt that just says that. We are all being le bitch.
Yeah, she says, oh, I thought about it, and, we could do Le Phone set, and maybe I could come over to France for a little bit and write Le Sex in the City.
Yeah.
Oh, this was good.
Oh, this was good television. Like, okay, not television, it's HBO, but you know what I mean. This is why it's HBO.
Yeah. This isn't television.
Yeah.
This is HBO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Big says, okay, well, if you're moving to Paris, you're doing it for yourself. You're not doing it for me, right?
Mm-hmm. Which is that makes no fucking sense. Like, Carrie, if she was gonna move to Paris, if she was gonna move to Paris for herself, she would have already done that.
And she says, well, obviously I'd be doing it for you. Why else would I move to Paris? Yeah. And he says, well, don't expect anything.
Yeah, this is the point where, like, you can physically, you can see her snap just in her face before anything happens. Like, I paused this to take notes right before what happened next, and I wrote down, it looks like she's gonna kill him. And then I unpaused.
And then she does.
And then, yeah, she chucks the burgers across the room. Oh, it's really good.
Just, like, instantly, just, like, snap throws them, and she just loses it, because this is kind of ridiculous.
It's really funny, though. Like, one of the burgers just explodes on the wall, and there's, like, sauce all over the TV.
He deserves to have his stuff wrecked.
He does. But she starts yelling that she's been such an idiot, and, like, yeah, you're right. You have.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is kind of ridiculous. Like, why else would she move to France?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, obviously she would do it because she wants to be with you and be closer to you, but Big is just like, what the fuck, calm down.
I got distracted during this because the size of, like, the portion of fries is ridiculous.
I know, I got distracted because of the size of the TV, because it was so small and it was stuck up on the wall and it looked really stupid. I mean, I know 20 years ago we didn't have nice flat screens, but it was a really poxy TV for a guy with loads of money, wasn't it?
It was really... Oh my god, I just realized that this is almost identical to the scene from the American version of The Office where Jan loses her shit and throws the Dundee at Michael's little plasma TV. This is the exact same scene. Oh my god. Which is a very, very good scene. But yeah. Carrie says she's tired of coming down and, like, she's tired of him not making room for her in his life. And she does drag him. Like, she's like, you're so freaked out about us getting closer that you had to put an ocean between us. And she's not wrong.
And, she's so dramatic. She's like, oh, he says, like, I love you. She's like, well, then why does it hurt so much?
She literally does, though. Like, it sounds like you're making that up, but she literally says that.
It is like a Lifetime movie. It's, like, so corny.
Ugh, it's so good to see. Like, I need popcorn to watch this. She yells that and then she just storms out.
And she's like, I look stupid. I wore a beret for you. Which, she wears the stupidest outfits. What is she talking about? She's just wearing a beret and, like, a red dress.
Like, her outfit right now looks cute. This is 50,000 times better than her, like, net top from last week.
Oh my god. Fucking top. Anyway. But then we go back to Stanford.
Oh, this was a good...
I liked this, yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is just when he is about to enter the club in the meatpacking district. I so braced myself for, and he was about to pack some other kind of meat.
I know, I was expecting that. Because they said it again.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And this is weird. So he goes to this, like, I guess it's kind of like a hidden away club. And there's a bouncer at the door and he, like, stops Stanford from going in. And it's an underwear-only club.
Yeah! I've never heard of this before, but there's literally a sign on the wall that says that the dress code is underwear only.
So he has to strip off before he's even allowed in.
He did have nice pants.
Yeah, true. He was really not dressed for the club, though, but...
No, not... I would... Who wears a fucking sherbet button down to a club?
Yeah, I mean, Stanford. But
I don't think I've ever wear matching underwear, so this would not be a good club for
God,
me.
no. It'd be horrendous. Be awful. Be the sort of thing you dream about, wouldn't it, really? Nightmares about.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I have maths class. I have to go meet my internet boyfriend at the underwear-only club.
pretty much. And then, yeah, but that's all we see for now. We go back to Miranda and Jack. Oof. This scene, I literally took a screen cap of this scene and sent it to some of my friends because I thought it was so funny. I absolutely lost my shit watching this.
Yeah. I mean, I guess some more synchronicity with parents.
Oh, true. True. Good timing on this one.
So they're at his place and Miranda's like all excited because they're finally going to have sex on a bed.
Yeah. Which, I mean, yeah, I guess it's exciting because, you know, it means he doesn't need to be in a place they could be seen in order to get off.
No. Or so she thinks.
Yes. This is really just the icing on the cake on this episode. Like,
it was funny. It was very funny.
Oh, all right, this is my problem on top of a lot of problems. So she takes her top off, and then he's like on top of her on the bed, and she's wearing like a pencil skirt, and he just seems to be dry humping her skirt.
Yeah, I was very confused about how this was working.
Didn't this happen again when like Steve and Miranda were having sex and clearly both of their legs were together?
Yes, it was like the exact same. Like, it's like writers never think about this.
Does she have a vagina in her belly button? Is that the location?
It must be that. Like, I don't know. I'm very confused, but whatever they're doing, they're clearly both, you know, quite into it, because Miranda's like actually like loudly moaning now, because like before she couldn't really make noise because she was in public. So yeah, well, Carrie's voiceover says that she can finally do something which she couldn't in public, and I kind of thought they meant like an orgasm, because she seems to be having very quickly again. Yeah. Yeah, she's making a lot of noise like the second they hit the bed, basically. And I'm like, okay, Miranda, we get it. But she just likes to be loud, I guess. So that's her thing, maybe. But,
in which case, don't have sex with someone whose thing is they like to get caught.
That's a really good point. They're a very bad combination for this.
Do you want to take it?
Yeah, so Miranda's being very loud, and because she's being quite loud, because she thinks that they're alone, she thinks that no one else could hear them or walk in on them, and then we hear this voice, and it says, "Jack, is everything all right?" And it's clearly like, it's like an older woman, and we don't see her yet, but Jack's just like, "Oh yeah, that's just my mom, like my parents are visiting right now."
Oh.
And Miranda's like, "Okay, it sounds like they're gonna come in." Like, she's clearly just like, she stopped enjoying it for the time, and she's like, "What the fuck?" But he just keeps on going. Like, he's still just like grinding on her and just not stopping. And then he like looks back at the door, and his face is just like, and remember, this is Will Arnett. Like, I just need to remind our listeners, this is Will Arnett.
Golden Globe nominated.
Yes. Like, it just seems like incredibly a Joe Bluth face that he's making. I don't know. He looks back, and the parents walk in and see them. And I have two things. So first of all, how did Miranda not know that they were there? Because it kind of seems like, they'd have to come into the apartment apartment. Maybe they were already in their room and she just didn't know?
I think so. It seems like it's quite late. I would imagine they're already in their room and probably sleeping.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. The other thing was, if this guy is this weird about it, you'd think this wouldn't be the first time this had ever happened.
I'm like, okay, I have a thing. What's wrong with their parents? What's wrong with... Okay, if you were staying with your son and you were hearing a woman's moaning coming from his room, are you going to barge in?
I did think that was very weird. I was like, it's very clear that this is something you don't want to walk in on, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, Miranda, they do walk in and he is just full on going at it. Like, he loves this. He loves that they've walked in on them. And Miranda is extremely like, what the... Like, what is happening right now? We don't even see them break up or anything. Not that they're really dating, but like, we don't see them end it or anything. We just know that this is the end of it because obviously this is just too much.
Well, I don't think you want to go round for tea with his mother and father, would you? You know, or walk down the aisle and they knew. Oh, how embarrassing would that be?
Especially, like, it's one thing to get walked in on and, you know, it's unexpected, but it's another thing to get walked in on when you're with a guy who, like, deliberately wanted that to happen and he just keeps going. Because, like, if it happened to anyone else, then you would suddenly just be like, oh my god, I need to cover up, but he just keeps on going.
Oh, that's so weird. That's really ugh.
Yeah, you don't want to look your parents in the eye when you're about to bust.
Anyone, do you?
No.
It's probably especially your parents or your child.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's not good for the, you know, the mood.
Not really. No. Not for anyone concerned. And it is the stuff of nightmares for all concerned.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So that's the end of Miranda's episode. Miranda's story. Mm-hmm.
Back to Stanford.
I liked this. This was kind of cute.
This was cute.
They were cute.
He's kind of nervous because all the guys, he's kind of worried they're all going to be, you know, like, not want to talk to him because most of them are, like, pretty buff and they've got these, like, tight undies. Like, most of them are, like, you know, pretty attractive guys and he feels pretty plain. He's got his white briefs on but a guy comes up to him and starts talking to him. And it's kind of cute.
Yeah, he's like a pretty cute guy and he's just saying to him, like, you know, he looks at his little box of briefs and he says, I've never seen these before. And
I got them in Paris.
Oh my god, that sounded like just like Stanford.
And then it was so cute. And so Stanford says, "Oh, big tool for you," and it's not him. So he says, "Do you want another beer?" And the guy buys him a beer because he's got his like
money tucked down his pants. But did he get that for dancing, or did he put it there himself?
Okay, you see, this is the problem with an underwear-only club. You ain't got pockets.
You ain't got pockets.
You ain't got pockets.
No.
True. Men need to know what it's like to not have pockets, though, so I'm fine with it.
That's a good point.
Like, oh, the pants you're wearing, you can't put anything in them? That's unfortunate for you. But yeah, that's kind of like one of...
What do I do with my hands?
Oh, yeah.
True. But yeah, like, it's nice to see that one of the plots this episode had a nice ending to it.
Mm-hmm. I like Stanford.
A happy ending?
A happy ending.
Let's hope so.
I sure hope so.
That's it. And now we go back to Carrie for our final episode. Final episode? I wish it was the final episode.
Our final episode of the year. I think this is a good way to end it, you know? I think this is a good way to end 2018. This, you know, it's not great to watch, but at the same time, it's like, well, this is for the best.
So big knocks at the door, and...
It's like 2:30 in the morning, too. She can't sleep.
I guess he can't either. Maybe he's on Paris time.
If he was on Paris time, he would have been asleep like 10 hours ago.
Maybe he fell asleep and then woke up.
Yeah, barely.
Oh, no, he couldn't sleep because he was fretting over upsetting her.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it was.
So then he arrives, and I think they pretty much go straight to fucking.
Yeah, well, they have nothing to say.
They make love.
Yeah, they make love. And But yeah, like, this is the point where we get Carrie's voiceover, and she says she knows it's over. It's the morning, and we see Carrie sitting by the window, like, just in her bra and underwear.
In her bra and pants.
Yeah!
As you do. As you do. Smoking a cigarette, sitting by the window, and, Big wakes up and is just like, oh, what are you doing over there?
Yeah, and she says, go to Paris.
I'm not coming with you. It's so dramatic.
She is rich. Carrie is the type of person who thinks she's in a movie, but unfortunately, she is in a TV show.
HBO show.
HBO.
Yeah. And she says, let's not pretend we're something we're not.
Yeah. It's so dramatic, and he leaves in his billowing purple shirt.
Tuck in your shirt. You look so stupid. You see him out the window walking out into the street, and I was really hoping he was going to step out onto the road and a car was going to hit him.
Like in Meet Joe Black, he just goes flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be so good. And she puts on her little slip. This is the thing I hate. Who wakes up in the morning and is like, I'm going to put on my set of bra and my panties instead of this perfectly good slip. Like, that covers you up, and you're not wearing your bra.
Yeah, true.
And she hasn't got any boobs, has she?
No.
So
No, she really doesn't.
She doesn't need to hold anything up.
not or in.
Or together.
Yeah. She sure doesn't do any of those things, so. But yeah, she's just smoking in her apartment, and she knows that this is for the best, and she says, I was free, but there was nothing exquisite about it. Oh.
Wah, wah.
She certainly got carried away.
She sure did.
You've heard it, dad jokes. Get ready for mum jokes.
I love a dad joke, so very appreciated.
So I guess we should get into rankings.
Yes. Okay. I don't even know. I think Miranda is my top this week because her story was so funny. And I love to see Will Arnett and everything. Like, he's a really good comedic actor to me. And so I do really like to see him. And then I'd probably say Samantha because she didn't do anything except for be sex positive. And then, okay, this is the part where I think I'm gonna say Carrie because, first of all, because she threw a Big Mac at a TV, and second of all, because her and Big are finally over. So, and then Charlotte last because I hated to see this.
I think that's fair. Mother?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, definitely have to go for Miranda for top spot, I think. Definitely, yeah. I quite like the foot thing, you know, so I quite like the idea of getting free shoes for, a little bit of a foot rub and whatever. But, yeah, well, because I'm a Samantha fan, I'll stay Samantha second, and then I'll slip Charlotte up to third.
Okay.
If that's okay.
I like that, yeah.
You can do whatever you like.
Thank you.
I think I'll agree with Steph, just because I'm always happy. That's the thing, though, is I am always happy when Carrie dumps Big, but I know she'll go straight back.
We know it's not for good, don't we?
Well, she's not going to go straight back to him. She's going to have a little while without Big for a bit.
You know who we're going to see?
We get Aiden soon, but not for a bit, right?
I think Aiden comes relatively... I think she sort of plays... Well, we have John Bon Jovi for 2019.
Ooh, I'm excited about that. We have John Bon Jovi. I think John Slattery is early season 3, I think.
Oh, yay.
We've got a few things coming up. We've got Trey coming up. That has nothing to do with Carrie, but I think Aiden isn't till season 3, I think. But I'm not really sure. I can't remember.
Well, I'm excited for what the new year will bring, both in terms of my actual life and this bullshit.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. So, I think, should we get into questions?
I think we should, yeah.
Okay, well, we have 4 this week, and if you want to send us in questions, then you can send to seagirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask. I guess we might as well jump in. So, first question is from... Why are you making that face?
I'm scared.
I love that you're scared and I'm just laughing because I know that Sarah's question is first and I can't wait to... Every time you say her Tumblr name, I laugh.
Okay. Well, yeah, our first question is from Sarah, a friend of the show, host of Fear Baiting, which I guested on. This question's kind of related to that.
Okay.
So Chisa Tonkas asks, "Hi, Alex's mum.
Hi.
Unrelated to the episode, but what's your favourite horror movie?"
Oh, well, I do love a horror movie. The Babadook. Was it?
Babadook?
The Babadook. That was really scary. I don't usually get that scared, but that was really, really scary. And I did enjoy it. I'm a big Stephen King fan. I used to read him back in the day. And I can't remember all the books because it's so long ago, but almost any movie, and Get Out was good.
Oh, Get Out was really good, yeah.
Yeah, we went to the cinema to see that. Alex took me for Mother's Day. Isn't
Aw.
that cute of her?
That's nice.
But, yeah, it was really good. And then right at the end, when the girls get shot and everything, the whole audience started clapping. And in the UK, that doesn't happen very often. That's not a UK thing. You know, we British don't do things like that. So that was really memorable and good. But, yeah, I like any horror movie. But I remember being really scared in the Babadook. And that was like, yeah. So thanks, Sarah, for the question.
Do you want to also answer this, Alex?
Oh, my favorite scary movie. I think I answered it on Fearbaying, but yeah, I really like the Scream franchise. I like Carrie, obviously.
Oh, I saw the original. I remember that.
Yeah, you made me watch it.
Yeah. Oh, I made Alex watch lots of horror movies.
What do you think is scarier, Carrie the movie or Carrie Bradshaw?
Good question.
Do you know what would be a really good costume? Is the pink tutu from the opening title.
Covered in pig's blood. Yeah. Well, not really pig's blood.
Be so good.
That would. Carrie's Clyde.
Yeah, I'm not a horror movie person. I was gonna probably say Scream also because I like horror movies that are like not supernatural at all, where it's just like, you know, it's actually just like a murderer.
Slashers sort of thing.
Yeah, because I get really freaked out by supernatural things or things that could never happen. But if it's just like, oh, someone like lost it and killed their family, I'm like, okay, I can watch that. But plus, big fan of Skeet Ulrich in
in Scream? Hell yeah. Oh, and The Craft? Good double feature for that. Next question is from PR the Disaster on Tumblr, who asks, "Happy Carrie Snapped Day. What other fetishes do you think there could be a whole restaurant based on? Would you go to those places?"
Oh, wow.
And as a bonus, what's the most embarrassing thing your parents caught you doing? Is it worse than Miranda's plot? I guess we should start with the first question.
Okay, fetish
Restaurants.
I feel like there could be like a furry restaurant, but that'd be really expensive to buy like fursuits for all your waiters.
Oh gosh, yeah, that would be and they'd be very hot, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah.
Gosh, yeah. I don't know.
What about like feeders? Like people who are into like feeding like people so they get fat. That seems like the most obvious one.
Yeah.
True.
What about these people, you know, like where they like people like politicians like to dress up as babies and they have to sit in cots and they get fed and they're in diapers and they get fed by the mummies, but they get spanked and they have to have giant pacifiers and...
I think you're on. There you are. Yeah. Giant baby restaurant.
The daddy dom thing. So many times I've accidentally got myself, like, you know, whenever you see sometimes there's like someone on Tumblr who will make you'll see it come up every once in a while where it's like, isn't OP like into wearing diapers? And then every single time that comes up, I inevitably click on their blog and then I spend like an hour because it's like a train wreck. I'm so entranced by how this person will have an entire blog of just pictures of them in a diaper over and over again and just being like, I shit myself. And it's something to me. I don't know. It just transfixes me.
But I could see a restaurant where like it's for adults and everything is like big, so you feel like a little.
Okay, yeah, everything's scaled up.
Yeah, and then
it makes you small.
And then the food is like kids' food.
Oh, I've got one. What if it's a restaurant where the entire decor is like done up like the inside of an animal, so you feel like you've literally been vored?
Oh, that's horrible.
You're just inside of it and you're like, oh yeah, I'm inside a gigantic thing right now.
Oh, that's pretty gross. You have a very strange mind, Stephanie.
Thank you.
But I quite like the idea. Yeah, sort of. Yeah. I'm trying to think.
Thank you for introducing my mother to Vor. She really needed to know about that.
It's my pleasure. This podcast does not, promote Vor, but it exists. So I figured I'd throw it out there.
Okay, I think we have some good ideas for the fetish restaurant, though.
Yeah, I think so too. And would we go to these places?
No.
Maybe I would for like a laugh.
I might work in one to make lots of money. I've always fancied being a dominatrix, you know.
Oh my god.
I think that'd be quite fun. I mean, not to actually do anything, but, all the money they make just for making men look stupid. I think it sounds amazing.
That's true. I agree with that.
Alex is really embarrassed now. She's pretending she's not with me.
It's hard to do that.
I think my issue is I think I can see them existing, but I'm like a fairly vanilla person, so I'm kind of like, there's no point in me going if I'm not going to enjoy it. So it's one of those things where I'm like, if this is for you, that's sweet, but like, I'm not going to have fun here, so I'm probably not going to go.
No, it's a bit blur, isn't it? Ugh. Yeah.
No, I would do it for the Instagram clout, but that's about it. So the next part of the question of what's the most embarrassing things your parents caught you doing? What's the most embarrassing thing you caught me doing?
What's the most thing I caught you doing? I don't know. I can't think of anything. Your dad did say once that he looked on your computer and you'd been looking at something that you shouldn't have been looking at. But you were only about 11, so I can't think it was that bad. She's been a good girl, really. She's, she doesn't embarrass me very often.
Can't say the same about you.
Okay, thanks.
No, I'm trying to think of what kind of things because I never really got caught doing anything that bad. Like, I know that one time I was really embarrassed because, and this was like not my parents, but it was like other people's parents, but I was at my friend's house back in like the year 2000 when computers were like pretty new to have, like, it was kind of new for everyone to have one. And I remember we were just going and typing things in on her browser, we would be like, let's go to p.com or let's go to like poo.com or boobs.com or stephanie.com, and all of them were porn, obviously. Even stephanie.com, and I was like, but then her mom like found out that we'd done that, and I was like, oh, that's embarrassing. And I was like 9 at the time or 10 at the time or something.
Same sort of thing, really, isn't it?
I think one time when I was like 12, my stepdad saw me like practicing kissing on my hand or something.
Aww.
But yeah, not really anything else aside from like my mom asking me like, is that a hickey?
I remember I wrote down like DeviantArt because I wanted to show my friend something. And my dad thought it was porn.
Oh my god.
But it was like a dress up game. It wasn't porn. I think that might have been the issue. Do you have anything to share about embarrassing parents?
Embarrassing parents or
being caught doing something
embarrassing?
Oh
well, my parents did come home once a bit too early. This is when I was very young, in my teens, and luckily my mum came in first and sort of managed to make a lot of noise and keep my dad out of the room till we both got ourselves a bit better dressed before my dad came in, because that would have been mortifying if he'd come in first. But that's about my most embarrassing moment, but it was a long time ago.
A Miranda moment, but not on purpose.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, definitely not quite a Miranda moment. No. Ugh, that would have been horrible. I don't think I'd be able to look at them now.
Next question. This one's nice. It's
nice.
It's nice.
Okay.
It's from our friend Summer, Interstellar Princess on Tumblr, who are for Alex's mother. What was it like raising a literal angel?
Oh, how sweet. She doesn't know you. No, she's a lovely girl. I was very lucky to have her. So I didn't think I was going to have any kids, and then I was 39 when I found out I was pregnant with the most beautiful little girl, and I had her a month after I turned 40. So my life certainly did begin at 40. And I wouldn't change a day. She can be a bitch, as I'm sure you probably know. But I love her to bits, and we're best friends, and we do have lots of fun, and I'll miss her when she leaves me. I hope it's, well, in some ways I hope she moves out soon, just for her sake, but I hope it's a long time for my sake, because she's lovely. So, thank you. Oh, she's gone all shy. Yeah.
No, I have. Last question.
Okay.
From friend of the show, Sue, at least 5 listeners on Tumblr, asks, this is for Alex's lovely mother. What's your number one piece of advice for a city girl who's just trying to make do?
Stay strong, stay positive, be true to yourself, try and be kind to others, and hopefully that all comes back to you. Karma's a bitch, so, make sure your karma is good. And just, keep on. It all, tomorrow seems really hard, but the day after is not usually quite so bad. So just, and believe in yourself and just be nice to other people, and hopefully that will come back. Thank you.
That's some pretty good advice.
Thank you. Next.
You're perfect for a guest on this show. It's really good.
Thank you.
We do love Ariana.
Yeah, we do love Ariana.
So I think that's it.
Yeah, that's the podcast. And we will be back sometime in January. I guess we haven't even decided when we're recording our next episode yet, but we'll be back in January. And hope everyone has a nice holidays, a nice winter.
Yeah. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Let's hope 2019 is good for everyone.
I hope so too.
And we get some peace.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steph, for inviting me.
Oh, thank you for coming.
Get to do this another time soon. And look after Alex for me.
I will. We hope we can have you back again soon, too.
I'd love to. Okay, bye.
Is that from you? Okay, well, yeah, I guess you don't have anything to plug. You're not really on the internet, are you?
No, I mean, only Googling me local news and things. Facebook page, old lady shopping.
Well, you can find me on Twitter. I'm at Age of Oddish, and you can find me on Tumblr at Windfall Island.
Yeah, you can find me on Tumblr at Dork V-neck. Mum, do you want to sign off the show?
Okay, everybody. Well, it's been great fun talking about Sex and the City and those naughty girls. And anyway, we'll see you later, masturbator.